welcome back to the last video notes for this lesson. And this refers to the problems. I want to teach you how to write a quadratic function in vertex form and find the vertex, okay? Now, if you remember, way back at the beginning of chapter 4, we would sometimes take vertex form and get it into standard form, or we even took intercept form and got it into standard form. We couldn't go back the other way because it was too hard. But now you're so smart, you know how to do this. So, I wanted to remind you what vertex form is. Remember, it is going to have that little binomial, and it's going to be squared. And then that told us our vertex because it was HK, remember? And that means you have to take the opposite of whatever's there for H and just grab K, whatever's there. And so we're going to start with something like this, and we're going to get it to that. Now, you might go, whoa, we've got a Y and an X. That's okay. Before, when we were solving the quadratic equations, they were all set equal to 0. Well, now we're going to just have it set equal to Y, but it's not going to change our steps. So, first thing, make sure your A is 1, which it will be for all the problems we do. It wouldn't necessarily, but we're not going to get into that. Okay, our second step was move the C to the other side. So, we are going to subtract 17 from each side. Now, you can't combine them, so you just have y minus 17. And then you have x squared minus 8x. Okay? And then remember, you take your b, which is negative 8. We divide it by 2. That's negative 4. We square negative 4, and that's 16. And that's what we add to both sides. So we have y minus 17 plus 16, and we have x squared minus 8x plus 16. Okay? So the thing we can do here is write this as a perfect square. And think about what's the square root of 16? Oh yeah, it's 4. And we'll need it to be negative. Oh, so it's just that thing again. X minus 4 squared. And in fact, if you want to just go back and get this, you can. And then what is negative 17 plus 16? It's negative 1. Now this looks close to vertex form, but I think we need to add 1 to both sides. Now notice, because this is in parentheses and it's squared, you can't combine them, okay? But guess what? It tells us our vertex. So, exactly in the same form, find your H. Remember, take the opposite of it. Find your K, which is just what's there, and you just found the vertex. Okay? Not too bad? All right, let's move on to another example, just to give you more practice. Okay, remember, notice this time we've got a Y. Your directions will tell you you're getting into vertex form. So first thing, move the 3. So now we've got y minus 3 equals x squared plus 6x. Okay, now remember, you have to have a 1 there, but that's the only problems I'll give you. So we're good. Find our b. It's 6. So divided by 2 is 3. Square 3, you get 9. That's what you're going to add to each side. X squared plus 6x plus 9. Okay? Now we can go ahead and combine these, right? Just two plain old numbers. So that becomes y plus 6. Then this one, remember we want to write it as a perfect square. And you think about, what number am I going to use? Oh yeah, you can just use this number, 3. And notice it's positive, so plus. And then what do we need to do next? Oh yeah, get this back over. And remember, you can't combine it with what's in the parentheses because that's inside and squared and everything else. Oh, but that works out because we want the vertex. So what do you think the vertex is? Write it down. Okay, now check yourself. You should have written negative 3, negative 6. Did you? Oh, I knew you did. Good job. Okay, let's do just one more example to make sure you're good with this. Okay, notice our A is 1. We're going to subtract our 22 from each side. You get y minus 22. And then what's our next step? Oh yeah, mess with your b. So b is negative 10. B divided by 2 is going to be negative 5. And if you square that, you get 25. Kind of a bigger number, but that's okay. What do you do with this? Oh yeah, add it to both sides. And over here, we're left with y plus 3. Over here, we're going to write it as a squared thing, and the number that you need is negative 5. Oh yeah, because square root of 25 is 5, and we want it negative. Subtract 3 on each side. Can you combine that negative 5 and negative 3? Oh, I hear you laughing at how stupid that was, right? Okay, so vertex form, what's our vertex? Our h, you got to take the opposite of it, and it's 5. Our k is just whatever's there, negative 3. So if you graph this parabola, you would know it would cross at 5, negative 3. Or its vertex, let's not say cross. Its vertex is 5, negative 3. This one was negative 3, negative 6. It just helps with the graphing. Okay? Bye.